Hey, what's good, guys? It's your boy, Mrjaycam. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about track day prep and the things you need to do to get your bike ready for a track day. So I hope you enjoy this video.
Now, here's a little story I got to tell.
Alright, guys, so like I said, today we're talking about track day prep, right? So we know there's some things you're going to need, and there's some things that you may not think of that you may need. So let's start with the obvious. First, of course, you're going to need a bike. Well, you can choose to use your own bike, or some places they have track-ready bikes available that you can rent. The choice is completely up to you. But you want to make sure you have good tires with at least half the tread that's remaining, a full tank of gas. You're going to want a helmet that's a DOT, ECE, or preferably Snell certified helmet. You can find the requirements with the organization that you're riding with. Some require the helmet to be manufactured within the last 5 years. You're going to want the gauntlet style gloves, which I can show you a comparison of gauntlet versus regular, but those are the ones that come up over your wrists, offer a little bit more protection for you. And your leathers, of course, and a good set of over the ankle boots. Now your leathers can be preferably one piece. Some will let you ride with a two piece if it zips together for the slower groups like your level 1 and some in the intermediate groups. Again, check with the organization that you're riding with for those requirements. And you're going to want to have some basic tools with you when you're out at the track. So in case, something happens, something gets a little loose, some of these tracks are bumpy, especially here in Texas, stuff can rattle around, get a little bit loose. You're going to be working the bike a little bit harder than probably what it's used to being worked. So with that being said, let's go into some of the less obvious things that you might want to have. First and foremost, Jason reminded me about this on Facebook the other day. You're going to want to put about 4 fingers worth of clear tape over your windscreen, because most organizations are going to slap a sticker in the front. I'll pop up a picture of it, what it looks like. And they're kind of hard to get off. You put that clear tape on there, make it about 4 fingers, but put it just across the width of the windscreen. The stickers vary in size, but typically 4 fingers in height will get it done. So you can pull that sticker off relatively easy, and it won't be stuck on your windscreen, especially if you're rocking a clear one. So that's one thing. Then you're gonna need a bicycle pump. Tire pressures at the track are much lower on the street. Depending on what tires it is that you run, go ahead and check with that manufacturer and see what the recommended tire pressures are. Most organizations will have a tire vendor on site as well who you can get advice from, and you'll find that most people are very, very helpful at the racetrack. So if you have a question, just ask, but you're not going to want to go to the track running your 36, 42, or whatever it says in your swing arm. That pressure is going to come down a lot, and that'll help you get the most out of the grip that the tires have to offer out there on the track. You're going to need a chair of some sort, and a shade, like an Easy Up, some type of pop-up tent. There's a pretty good sale at Dick's right now. I picked up one for like $34 and a chair for another $40. It was like $80 altogether in total. So we'll see how it works out this weekend, but I'll let you, more to come on that, I'll let you know. Then you're gonna need a power source. You may not need this in the beginning, but as you advance and you get faster and you transition over to slicks, you're gonna need like a generator or something to power a set of warmers. You might want to run a laptop to get you some data. You want to look at something. You might need a fan. It's very, very hot here in Texas. So that's that. And that's some of the things that you may find yourself needing, right? That we may not think of. And if you can think of anything else, let me know in a comment below. But that's like the bare minimum now. You can get away with as little or you can come out with the full camper style toy hauler and make it as comfortable as you want. It's completely up to you. Most tracks will let you in the night before. Again, check with the organization or you can camp on site. That's typically the way I do. I pull in the night before, hang out, chat it up with my buddies or whoever I'm going to be out there with, and do the whole camping thing, get up nice and early and ready to ride in the morning. And speaking of, you're going to need a way to transport the bike to the track as well. That one is something that's often overlooked. I wouldn't recommend, unless you're a super athlete already in shape, I definitely don't recommend riding to the track, because you're going to be tired, more tired than you probably have ever been in your life in the beginning, especially if it's your first day. you're gonna be sore, and you're not gonna wanna ride back home, especially if the racetrack's not close by. Like most of us, we have to travel a little bit. So there's trailers, there's vans, there's all type of options out there to get the bike to the track safely. But I highly recommend towing or using the bed of your truck, something. But do not, I stress, especially if it's your first track day, do not ride your bike to the track. That's one of the most overlooked things. So like, I had thought about doing it initially, and I'm glad somebody told me that and talked me out of it, because I probably would have fell off on the way home. That's how tired I was. But then getting to the track, there's some things that you have to do to the bike as well. You're gonna wanna tape up your glass surfaces like your lights, pull the fuse out, no brake light, no headlights. In most places, and like I said, it's tape, just use like that blue painter's tape. I'll show you what my bike looks like. It's ready to go right now. You wanna check your bolts, especially bolts that are fluid retaining bolts. So we're talking about like your like oil pan bolts. I'm gonna make sure that thing is nice and tight. Caps that hold coolant, etc. You wanna make sure it's just make sure those are nice and tight so you're not leaking anything on the racetrack. That'll make it dangerous for everybody, including yourself. Safety wire is a good idea to do that. If you can do it yourself, if you have the drill bits and the patience, great. If not, you can take it to a shop and they can do it. Here in Dallas, Motorbike Works will safety wire your bike. There's a link to them down in the description. That's Motorbike Works Dallas. They will safety wire it. Look around in your local area. You can get it done. Save you some time. It's not really a hard process. It's just more tedious than something that I would like to do myself. So outside of that, you want to tape the lights. You want to clean, lube, and adjust your chain. Make sure it's in the proper specs. Get it all clean. Make sure it's ready to go. I recommend doing a fresh oil change on your bike as well. Probably before and after. Your motor's going to work harder than it's probably ever worked. Even if you're out in the canyons or whatever, it's going to work hard on that track day. And then also, I said something about coolant earlier, but some places want you to run just water or water and like a water wetter mix. So check with the org that you're riding with to see what the requirements are, because you may have to get that coolant flushed. But that's the simple bare bones version of track day prep and what you're going to need. You're going to want to bring a cooler and plenty of stuff. You're going to want to hydrate, and I would hydrate starting that whole week before, especially the night before. You don't want to get thirsty. You find yourself getting to the point where you're getting thirsty, it's too late at that point. So hydrate, have snacks. Some organizations provide lunch. However, now here in Texas, at least, that's not happening due to coronavirus. But if you are in Texas and you want to come out and ride, I'll put a link down to Sportbike rider coaching, especially if you're serious about it. It's a 2-to-1 ratio. Current CMRA, former racers, a good group of people. That's who I'll be riding with on Sunday. Well, I will have rode with them by the time that this video comes out, but I'll put a link to that. And there's Ride Smart and 316 track days. I'll put a link to all the track days in Texas that I know about and I would recommend you riding with. So, and with Ride Smart, first timers at the track, you get half off and a free set of leather rentals on your first time. So check all that out down in the description box. Thank you for tuning in and watching this video. It's your boy, Mrjaycam. Tag, I get busy. One time for the GP ship crowd, baby. Peace.